Hi, welcome to the funnel. My name is Jivan Balaji, founder of Ambulance, and my job is taking away the burden of client acquisition from solar business owners and sales reps like yourself. So I have made this video and I want you to watch this entirely because we have spent months working on a client acquisition system that is perfect for solar businesses, and to learn everything about getting clients, the foundations, the channels, the backend systems, and even the conversion and automation mechanisms. So without wasting any time, let's get started. So the system is designed to get you 20 plus engaged homeowner appointments every 30 days. So before proceeding further, I want to break down business and client acquisition for you. So if you break down any business into its fundamental principles or first principles, it comes down to client acquisition, value delivery, and systems and processes. So client acquisition amounts to 1/3 of your business, and that's how important it is. And if you break down client acquisition for particularly solar businesses, it really has 3 stages. Number one is traffic, which is getting eyeballs, right? Getting people or homeowners look at your business and say, that's worth exploring. And what's the result of this traffic? These are leads for your company. And the second stage of client acquisition is conversion, which is where we take this attention of the homeowner and pass it through a funnel to convert them into appointments. And the third stage of client acquisition is closing, which is where you or your sales team basically sits for these appointments and closes the deal. I'm sure you guys are great at closing, and if your company is having problem with closing, then I'm definitely not the right person to handle that at the moment. However, most of the solar companies have problem with either traffic or conversion, and sometimes both. So let's explore traffic for a moment here. So traffic gets you leads, and there are really 2 ways you can generate leads for your company. It can be either via inbound or outbound. So starting with inbound, most solar companies have a website and a solar Facebook page. These are the primary sources of inbound leads. However, how consistently do you get actual leads from them? So often it's just single digit numbers, or sometimes leads randomly pop up, and then you end up finding out that they are really not interested and you end up chasing those dead leads. So let me explain why this happens. So we found out that solar businesses are losing 20% of the deals just because there is no autonomous instant response and follow-up in place. So what I mean is, most of the times homeowners are often searching about solar at late evenings or even at nights and sometimes weekends, and not your typical working hours. So what happens when they don't get an instant response? So they just bounce off your competitors. But is it possible to be on standby all the time by a human? Definitely not. So the solution is this. So imagine this. Imagine having a virtual assistant that is trained and powered by AI, that works 24/7, never gets tired, answers all your customer inquiries as soon as they come in an instant, and qualifies them on the go and prompts them to book a meeting with your sales team for a free solar consultation, and adds this meeting to the calendar and even follows up with reminders till the meeting happens. Imagine waking up to new bookings every now and then without you having to lift a single finger. So that's now possible with AI, and if you are not using this, then you are definitely losing to people who are. So remember, in solar, even a single deal lost just because there is nobody to respond is costing you tens of thousands of dollars in revenue. So just by putting a simple autonomous system in place, this makes sure that you don't lose a single inbound lead that is coming in. So that's about inbound. So let's see about outbound leads now. So for outbound, these are the 2 best performing channels when it comes to selling solar. One is a referral engine and the second is Facebook ads. Starting with referral engine, I've seen that 90% of the market doesn't have a proper system in place. They just rely purely on word of mouth. The issue with that is there's no structured way to keep the referrals engaged, and there are no tiered incentives and so on. And because solar is a one-time high-ticket product, referral engine is the number 1 lead machine that solar companies or solar businesses should build. Since solar is a high-ticket product, customer acquisition is the hardest part of the business, and you do so much to get a lead and convert that into a deal, and what next? That customer is gone forever. Unlike in other businesses like a commodity or a service-based business or a software business, the customers keep coming back and buy more stuff. So a part of their cash flow is from already acquired customers. And you did the same amount of work, and if not more, but you can't sell them solar again. And the next best thing to do is get another customer via referral. And to add some stats to this, referrals reduce customer acquisition cost by up to 60% and drive 30% more qualified leads because they come from a trusted source. I'm sure every solar reps ask for a referral, but if only that would work. Forget referral, let alone a good Google review is hard to get. Check your GMB profile. You must have served maybe more than hundreds of customers, but your customer reviews or Google reviews will be in double digits. So my point is, word of mouth works, but only for 1 or 2 times. What you should be doing is build a referral system, or what I'd like to call it as a referral engine, because it should not stop. That's how you come close to keeping that customer. One more crucial thing to mention when it comes to referrals, you might think that your only past served customers are your referral network, but that's not the case. Anybody who has a touch point with a homeowner can become a referral. Imagine maybe a family member, a friend, or even that friendly face at Walmart. Think about door-to-door alarm sales reps, painters, HVAC technicians, electricians, roofers, and realtors. These are all your potential referral partners, and once you start thinking this way, you realize that referral engine can be fueled by your whole community and not just your past clients. So if you have a well-structured functioning referral program in place for your company, you will never run out of leads to serve. And the best part is, the more people you serve, these referrals compound and the more referrals you get. And the next outbound channel is Facebook ads. And Facebook is another beast when it comes to generating outbound leads for your company. That's because 68% of the Facebook users have an income of over 100k. I mean, talk about targeting the right audience on the right platform with the right message and probably the best product, that is Solar. Very little to nothing can go wrong. But then again, not all ads work, and we have found out the best framework that works particularly for Solar, that is people, offer and proof. So starting with people. I mean, static ads don't work anymore, and it's very important to have a likable person on the ad, because people buy from people and not from a company. And more importantly, people buy with emotion, then justify with logic. The second part of the framework is offer. That is, you might have seen that many companies or even agencies are running this free consultation as an offer. Trust me, those don't work, because an offer should be something that is tangible and value giving to the homeowner. And the third part of the framework is proof. I mean, I love proof because this is free. Whenever we make ads showing your work, your customer testimonials and real-time bill reduction, I mean, it creates so much trust that you don't need to even have an offer anymore. So these are the screenshots showing the number of ads that is running for the keyword Solar. I mean, there are literally tens of thousands of ads running. So having exclusive leads coming in on repeat from Facebook is really the best way to scale your Solar business. And now we have got leads, and without having a system in place to convert them into appointments, I mean, there is really no point in doing so much. So let's go to the second stage of client acquisition, that is conversion. So when it comes to conversion, it does not matter how simple your funnel is or how complicated your funnel is or how beautiful your funnel looks. All that matters is how effectively you are converting the leads into appointments. And this is the core of it all. The two most important factors that affect conversion are number one, speed, and number two, follow-up. So these are the two most important factors that we need to take care so that we effectively convert every single lead possible into appointments. So when it comes to speed, there was an actual study by Harvard on lead responses that shows us that any businesses that contact the lead in the first 5 minutes of the lead coming in are like 21 times more likely to convert that lead into a sale. So that's how important speed is. And even if you're contacting the lead after 30 minutes of the lead coming in, your conversion rate drops by 80%. That's because we know how social media works, and at the end of the scroll, we would have forgotten whatever we have seen on the feed. That's the reason you hear complaints like the leads are not picking the call and they're not even interested in sitting for a booking or an appointment or even a free Solar consultation. The reason is speed to lead. And the second most important factor that affects conversion rate is follow-up. So I have wired this quote in my mind that goes like this: all the money is in the tech-enabled, scheduled, relentless and systematic follow-up. So we both can agree that no human can do this, that is contacting the lead in the first 5 minutes for every single lead that comes in and follow up with them maybe 5, 6, 10, 15 times, as much as it's required. So we leverage AI to do most of the job when it comes to conversion. And let me demonstrate this by showing you the backend system of our Facebook ads, where the system leverages both speed and follow up, like I said, in its full capacity. So here it is. Here we need to run Facebook ads, and next we have a lead form to qualify the lead. Whether they are homeowner and they have good credit score, their current electricity bill, the share on the roof, and any additional qualifying criteria that is required for your company. And one more thing to mention here is that we have lead form to qualify the lead and do not send the traffic to an additional landing page. So this is one mistake that many agencies and fellow companies still do. That's because Facebook does not like whenever their users are going out of their platform or clicking out of their platform. That's why sometimes your cost per lead increases drastically, and we have to keep it as low as possible. And once they are eligible and qualified to go Solar, then we send them a booking link where they can book a free consultation. So if they book the meeting themselves, they will be sent to this flow here where our AI calls in the first 5 minutes, like I said before, and qualify again and confirm the appointment. And if the lead doesn't answer, then we keep trying to call the lead till 3 hours before the meeting. And even then, if the lead doesn't pick the call, then we cancel the appointment because we don't want to waste any of our time. And again, if we have sent the booking link and sometimes the lead doesn't book the appointment themselves, so what we do is we send them into the lead flow here. So this is where our backend system really activates, and we wait for 3 minutes. Then an initial SMS and email is sent, and then our AI sales agent takes over. So our voice agent gets active, and we call the lead in the first 5 minutes. And this is very important. So once we call in the first 5 minutes, it becomes easy to book the lead into appointment because they know what they are searching and they are very fresh, and Solar is on top of their mind. And most of the times it's very easy to book the lead if you are calling in the first 5 minutes. However, sometimes few leads doesn't pick up the call in the first 5 minutes. So we have 1 hour follow-up, then we have 3 hour follow-up, then we have 24-hour follow-up. Even if the lead doesn't pick up the call, then we have 1 time per day follow-up for the next 5 days. That is, we call them every single day 1 time. And even if it's difficult to contact them, then we call the lead 1 time per week for the rest of the time. And those few leads are put into the long-term nurture, where we send 14-day nurture email sequences, and after that we send a weekly email. We do this because sometimes when the lead comes to our CRM, they are interested in solar, but they are not ready to go solar just now. Maybe they are ready in 1 or 2 months. So we don't want to even lose a single lead that comes to us from the money that we are spending on ads. So this way we make sure that we convert every single lead possible into appointments. So the whole purpose of this flow is to convert the lead into appointment. Then once the AI schedules appointment, they are sent into appointment flow workflow. So this is again very simple, where we send appointment reminders and nurture them. So we have instant email and text, and we have 24-hour email and SMS reminders. Then we have 1-hour email and SMS reminders, and we have 10 minutes email and SMS reminders. And we make sure that they add this meeting to the calendar. And we have seen that whenever somebody adds the meeting to the calendar and clicks on yes, then the show up rate increases up to 80%, and you want to keep it up above 80%. And finally, your sales call happen, and this is where you sit for the meeting and basically try your best to close the deal. And if the lead does not show up to the appointment in the first 5 to 10 minutes, then we call the lead 3 times. And even then, if the lead doesn't answer the call, then we'll put that lead into a no-show sequence. And the whole purpose of the no-show sequence is again to reschedule the lead into appointment and put it back to the appointment flow. So think about this, maybe you're getting 50 to 100 Facebook leads to your CRM, and there's a single person tasked to do all of this, the two manually. So I'm sure you are losing maybe 50% of the leads just because there is no way a single person or maybe 2 people can contact the lead in the first 5 minutes at all the time, and for every single lead, and maybe follow up with the lead maybe 5, 10, 15 times if that's required to book them into appointments. So that's the power of this client acquisition system that is powered by an autonomous AI agent that is trained particularly to handle the leads from solar businesses. So this is the foundation upon which we have built our client acquisition system that is designed to get you 20 qualified engaged homeowner appointments every 30 days. And trust me, you don't want to lose even a single lead that is incoming or generated, because every single lead is potentially worth tens of thousands of dollars in revenue for the company or your business. And if you watched till now, then I can 100% tell that we are the right fit for each other. That's because getting clients in solar is one of the hardest thing to do, and everything after that is relatively simple. And I want to convey this to you after working in the solar market for more than a year now. We have built out the best channels that work particularly for solar, and more importantly, the system around it to basically print appointments. And I've talked with hundreds of solar business owners like yourself to understand the unique problems and challenges that you face in getting clients in solar business, and have built this system around this. And if you use our system, then you will have predictable and consistent flow of appointments, multiple channels booking you calls instead of just relying on one. And we have automated most of the things so that you don't waste your extra time and energy, and you will get more time on closing deals instead of chasing these leads. That means you can actually work on your business and not in your business. Remember, every single day that you wait to take this decision is potentially a deal lost, because everybody in solar is moving very quickly. So I need you to take action now. So click the button down below and schedule a meeting with us so we can take a closer look at your business and find out what bottlenecks you have and how to solve them, so that you will get consistent and predictable appointments every single month. I'm looking forward to showing this system firsthand in a demo, and I can't wait to talk to you. So click the button down below and schedule a meeting, and as usual, wishing you peace and profit.